John Mwangi had always been a man of quiet dignity. Born in 1945 in a small village near Nakuru, Kenya, John's early life was shaped by hardship, resilience, and an unwavering determination to succeed. At a young age, he learned the value of hard work, helping his parents tend to their modest farm. Yet even amidst the toil of daily life, young John found time to nurture a passion that would one day define his legacy: the game of pool. John's first encounter with a pool table came in the most unlikely of places. In the early 1960s, colonial Kenya was teetering on the brink of independence. During that period, British settlers often frequented social clubs, many of which featured pool tables. John, then a teenager, worked as a cleaner at one such club, fascinated by the clinking sound of billiard balls and the precise movements of players. He began to observe the game intently during his breaks. Over time, his curiosity grew into an obsession. One evening, as John cleaned up after closing time, he found the pool table unattended. With trembling hands, he picked up a cue stick and tried his first shot. The ball rolled awkwardly and missed its target, but John was hooked. He started practicing whenever he could, often using crude wooden sticks at home to mimic the motions he'd seen at the club. His natural talent soon became apparent, as did his extraordinary ability to calculate angles and anticipate outcomes. By the time Kenya gained independence in 1963, John had become a local sensation in Nakuru. Villagers would gather to watch him play on makeshift pool tables, cheering as he effortlessly sunk difficult shots. Despite his skill, the idea of making a career out of pool seemed far-fetched. For John, playing pool was a pastime, a way to escape the grind of daily life and express himself in a way words never could. As the years went by, John married his childhood sweetheart, Grace, and together they raised 4 children. He worked various jobs to support his family, from being a mechanic to driving a matatu, a Kenyan minibus. But no matter how busy life became, John never abandoned his love for pool. His reputation grew beyond Nakuru, and he began participating in local tournaments. Though the prizes were modest, the respect he earned from his community was priceless. By the 1980s, John was a household name among Kenyan pool enthusiasts. He had a unique playing style, a combination of precision, patience, and flair. His humility and sportsmanship endeared him to opponents and fans alike. Yet, for all his accomplishments, John never dreamed that his skills would one day take him beyond Kenya's borders. That opportunity came in 2025 when John was 80 years old. By then, he had long retired from competitive play, but still frequented local pool halls to mentor younger players. One day, a British documentary filmmaker visiting Kenya stumbled upon John during a casual game. Intrigued by the sight of an elderly man defeating much younger opponents with apparent ease, the filmmaker struck up a conversation. He learned about John's storied history and was astonished by his enduring passion for the game. The filmmaker's documentary, titled The Elder Q Master, brought John's story to a global audience. Viewers around the world were captivated by the tale of the octogenarian pool maestro from Kenya. Among those who watched the documentary was the organizer of the prestigious British Open Pool Championship, one of the most competitive tournaments in the world. Moved by John's story, the organizer extended a special invitation for him to participate in the 2025 championship. At first, John was hesitant. He hadn't competed at a professional level in decades, and the thought of facing the world's best players at his age seemed daunting. But his family and friends encouraged him to seize the opportunity. "You've always told us to chase our dreams," his granddaughter, Amina, reminded him. "Now it's your turn." With their support, John began an intensive training regimen. Though his reflexes weren't as sharp as they once were, his experience and strategic mind remained unparalleled. Younger players in Nakuru rallied around him, offering to practice with him daily. Local businesses even pitched in to cover his travel expenses, turning his journey into a community effort. John also began watching videos of international pool matches to familiarize himself with the styles and techniques of the world's top players. Despite his age, his dedication and focus were nothing short of inspiring. When John arrived in England, he was greeted with curiosity and admiration. Reporters flocked to interview the 80-year-old competitor, who humbly downplayed his chances of winning. "I'm just here to play my best and enjoy the experience," he said. Yet beneath his modest demeanor lay a fierce determination to prove that age was no barrier to greatness. The championship was held in a grand venue in Manchester, with thousands of spectators and millions more watching online. John's first match was against a young and highly ranked British player. To everyone's astonishment, John won convincingly, displaying a masterclass in shot selection and composure. As the tournament progressed, he continued to defy expectations, defeating opponents half his age with a mix of skill and psychological prowess. His unorthodox playing style, combined with his calm demeanor under pressure, made him a crowd favorite. Spectators marveled at his ability to predict his opponent's moves and counter them with precision. By the time John reached the final, he had become the talk of the tournament. His opponent was the reigning champion, a 30-year-old phenom from the United States. The match was a nail-biter, with both players exchanging leads. The tension in the room was palpable as the final frame approached. In the decisive moment, John faced a seemingly impossible shot to win the game. Taking a deep breath, he lined up his cue and executed a perfect bank shot that sent the crowd into a frenzy. John Mwangi had done the unthinkable. At 80 years old, he became the oldest player to ever win the British Open Pool Championship. Tears streamed down his face as he lifted the trophy, dedicating his victory to his late wife Grace, his family, and the people of Kenya who had always believed in him. "This is for everyone who has ever had a dream," he said during his emotional acceptance speech. "It's never too late to chase it." The impact of John's victory was immense. He became an overnight sensation, celebrated not only for his remarkable achievement, but also for his inspiring message about perseverance and the power of community. Back in Kenya, he was given a hero's welcome, with thousands lining the streets to celebrate his return. The government honored him with the Order of the Grand Warrior, one of the country's highest civilian awards. Schools, community centers, and even pool halls were named after him, cementing his legacy. In the years that followed, John used his newfound fame to promote pool as a sport in Kenya. He established the Mwangi Foundation, which provided equipment and training for aspiring players in underserved areas. The foundation also organized annual tournaments, giving young talent a platform to showcase their skills. "Pool taught me discipline, focus, and how to dream big," he often said. "I want to give others the same opportunity." John became a mentor to countless young players, sharing not only his technical knowledge, but also life lessons about resilience and humility. His story was featured in books, documentaries, and motivational talks, inspiring people of all ages to pursue their passions. International sponsors partnered with his foundation, further elevating the profile of pool in Kenya and beyond. John's story became a beacon of hope for people around the world. It reminded them that greatness knows no age, that dreams can be pursued at any stage of life, and that sometimes the most extraordinary journeys begin in the most ordinary places. As he liked to say, life is like a game of pool. It's not about how many shots you take, but how well you play the ones you're given. John Mwangi passed away peacefully in 2025, surrounded by his family. But his legacy endures, not just in the annals of pool history, but in the hearts of all who were touched by his incredible journey. To this day, the tale of John Mwangi, the 80-year-old Kenyan pool champion who conquered the world, continues to inspire millions, proving that determination, passion, and a supportive community can overcome any obstacle. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the incredible world of snooker players and stories. If you're as passionate about the game as we are, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a shot. Do you have a favorite snooker legend or story you want to see featured? Drop it in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep hustling, keep aiming, and remember, on the green felt, every game has the power to make you a legend.